Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Always Dreaming Bigger podcast with me, Bree. I am so out of breath. I've been running up and down the stairs since I got home, but it is a beautiful day. It literally feels like fall here. It's nice and cool, and I just dropped Emmett off for his first day back to preschool, which if you guys don't know, if you're new to the whole Bree world, I do have a little 4-year-old, and he's the best, but he is enjoying his first day back with his favorite teacher. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to literally just dive right in like always. So I just want to start by saying that you are literally on this planet once as this you. No matter what you believe in, you are on this planet, whether you believe in reincarnation, whatever that may be. Point is you are literally on this planet once as the you that you are. So for the love of God, for the love of the universe, for the love of whoever it is that you pray to, talk to, think to, I just really want you to stop dimming your light. I want you to stop playing small. I want you to stop dimming that beautiful bright light inside of you. Because again, we are literally on this planet once as ourselves, and we deserve to live it fully, shining brightly and just being so fulfilled. So that is what I want you to do. I want you to stop dimming your light. Because so many of us dim our lights for so many different reasons, right? Like people tell us we're too much, or that we can't take up space, or that we can't shine because it takes away from others. But not a single one of those reasons for dimming your light is valid. Like, they are not valid at all. We literally deserve to shine bright as fuck and be exactly who we want to be, because it is so freaking inspiring. Like, when you shine your light, you are going to shine so bright that you're like a beacon for other people who want to shine themselves. And that is so freaking important. It's so important because you literally have so much power to inspire so many people. And like I said, I'm going to say it a million times in this episode, probably, but we deserve to show up and shine super bright as our brightest selves. And if you have people telling you that, you shouldn't be your full self and that you shouldn't shine bright, that is something in themselves that they have to heal. Because when you shine, you are going to cast a light onto people's shadows, and it might trigger them. But here's the thing, that is none of your business. You cannot help that people do not want to heal and that they get triggered. That's not on you. That is not on you. Understand that they are literally just projecting because maybe they think that they have to play small, or, they were told for so long that they can't shine, or they're too much. So they're just projecting onto you and be like, you can't do that. Because to them, that's not okay. But I don't want you to focus too much on that. Send them love and then focus on the people that you are inspiring. Because remember, when you show up as your full self and you shine bright, you are going to inspire so many people. So focus on that. Focus on that, because that is, like I said, that's huge. That is so freaking massive. And it's not just about, showing up to inspire others, but when we show up as our true selves and we are shining bright, you feel so much more fulfilled. You feel so much more of that badass, because that is who you truly are and who you deserve to be. So always, always, always remember that you don't need to play small for any reason at all. And it might be uncomfortable at first if you're not used to shining bright, but I promise you, it is the best, and you deserve it. We literally all deserve it. Now, if you are one of those people that are triggered by others, showing up, being them, their true authentic selves, shining bright, or, people being loud, if you're triggered by somebody else doing something that makes them feel so fulfilled, please know that you are not alone, first of all, and that you are so capable of breaking out of that shell where you're just constantly triggered, or you're it makes you angry or upset or whatever. Know that you can break out of that, because I was you. I kid you not, I was you to the fullest extent. Like, I was triggered by everybody living their best life and doing things because I was not healed, and I was like, oh, well, why can't that happen for me? And like, I literally remember crying to Matthew years ago. This was before I even had little Emmett. But I remember crying to him and just being so upset because I was comparing myself. And I just thought like I wasn't where I should be. And I didn't feel like I was shining. Like, I just felt like, I don't know. I did not feel good. And I was really triggered by people. And like I said, I was literally like crying to Matthew because I was comparing myself. And one day I just drew that line in the sand, and I started to get super self-aware. Like, I realized that like, oh, I'm being triggered. Like, all of these emotions are coming up because I'm not living as my true self. I'm not being my authentic self. I'm like living inside of this shell. And so I had to break out of that. And of course, like anything else, I'm going to remind you, it does not happen overnight, right? You're not just like, oh, I'm not going to be triggered. I'm going to be my authentic self. And then like, they just disappear. They're going to come up when you see people like living their best life, if that is what you've always been triggered by. So it's going to take work. And for me, it started with the way I talked to myself and about myself and my life. Like, I really honed in on the way I even thought about myself. And I started switching the narrative. I literally just started, like I said in another episode, I will stop my thoughts in their tracks. Like, when I started to feel triggered and I started to go down that spiral, I would stop and be like, okay, I am being triggered. What is it that I am holding myself back from? And then like, you had to like work through it. So like I said, it doesn't happen overnight, but if you get really intentional and you start doing that and you start pouring love in instead of like all that anger, and you release that, like feel the feelings and let them go. And then, like I said, tell yourself that you're being triggered, and work through it. But when you start working through that, you'll start to break out of your shell and then start shining too, because you deserve it. You literally deserve it times a billion. So if you are someone who has been dimming your light in order to make others feel uncomfortable, or just because you're worried about judgment or whatever the heck it is that's holding you back, let it go. Don't let it hold yourself back anymore. Literally. I can't say it enough. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to say it one last time, and then we're going to get all done and over with. Stop dimming your light. Stop dimming your light because you're told to. Stop dimming it because you feel like you need to, or because you are worried that you're going to bother somebody else. The only people that are bothered are the ones that are bothered internally. Because if somebody is out there living and just enjoying life, they are not going to be sitting here judging you and, just projecting. They're not going to do that because they are their full selves. They're living authentically. They're not concerned. If somebody is that concerned with what you are doing, that's a them problem. That is truly a them problem. And like I said, if you are that person that is triggered by that, understand that you can break out of that shell, you can heal, and you deserve it, because we all deserve to shine so freaking bright and just live the life that we've literally been dreaming of. So stop dimming your dang light.